VigilanteWilliamson here with a very simple question, and that is, what do you think about PBC's deal with Amazon? Before we get too far into the video, I'm dangerously close to 200 subs. I would love to get to 200 subs before the end of the year, so if you like what we do here, we talk boxing, sports, sometimes even wrestling, please like the video and give me a sub. If you like the video, please like the video. But let's get into PBC and Amazon. So off the rip, there's the curious fact that there's no numbers on this deal, at least by any major publication. I can't find any major publication saying how much the deal's worth, how much the split is, anything. I don't see any details. I don't see any breakdowns. So everything is undisclosed. That's an interesting fact. Boxing's not in the greatest place, at least in America. Don't get me wrong. This year was a very good year for boxing overall, at least in my opinion. And I don't think it's just my opinion. I think a lot of the fights that we had between Canelo and Charlo, even though that was kind of a dud of a fight, but it generated a lot of interest. Another fight that was a dud of a fight that generated a ton of interest was, well, not dud, but just dominant, was Bud and Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. That was a huge fight. Obviously, Ryan Garcia losing to Tank, you know, even though Ryan Garcia maybe not thought of as the most competent boxer, him and Tank have a lot of drawing power, and I think that's probably the biggest fight of the year as far as financially. We still had Devin Haney and Lomachenko. We had a lot of fights this year. Anthony Joshua fought a couple times. We had the crazy fight, even though it was an unsanctioned fight or not necessarily a legitimate fight, between the Ganyu and Fury. Even though that may have hurt boxing's profile, it still helps in the overall thought of boxing. And of course, we got the Logan Paul and the KSI fights. For whatever they're worth, they still are huge media draws and people still tune into them. That said, boxing in the United States, and really the whole entertainment business in the United States as a whole, is in a little bit of trouble. And Showtime is done with PBC, but before the end of the year, PBC already has a deal with Amazon. And Amazon is getting into the sports business. They already have a huge deal with the NFL for Thursday Night Football each week, and now they're getting into boxing. And I think it's a big thing, and it's a good thing that PBC is on a national streaming service, or I should say international streaming service. I know they thumbed their nose at DAZN, and in fact, that was a huge talking point why this negotiation was happening. The fact that DAZN wanted them and they didn't want DAZN. They've called it the dead zone in the past. I don't know how fair that is. I think DAZN themselves probably had dropped the ball on some other sports rights deals. I know they were supposed to get a big football deal. That means international football for all the Americans, soccer, whatever you want to call it. And that fell through, at least at the time. And they were supposed to get a huge baseball deal that also fell through. So that probably hurt their whole product and hurt their branding. And now they're just kind of a boxing network instead of an overall sports network. All that said, I'm glad PBC has a deal. I'm glad that there is going to be boxing on some network that is available in America. I do think Amazon Prime, at least in America, is something that's widely available. Hell, I'm someone who has access to Prime, even though I don't use it most of the time. I have access to Prime just because I want cheap shit from Amazon, or I want shit shipped fast, and so I use it all the time. But I don't necessarily use Amazon Prime's video and watch, you know, if I watch football, I'm gonna watch it the way I want to watch it. I'll leave it at that. And I haven't really watched Prime Video as far as boxing. I probably will. I'll just use it because I have it for the PBC. So for someone like me, that's great. But I am interested. If the PBC goes up to their old tricks, which is the Protected Boxing Club, which is not letting fighters fight who you want them to fight, which is routinely protecting their fighters and making sure they fight cupcakes or only fight in-house if it is a big fight, are they just going to sour this deal with Amazon at the end of it? Again, there's not that many details. I couldn't find the years. Maybe that's been put out since I've recorded. But is PBC just going to burn out in 4 years or 5 years, whatever it is, where they overprotect their fighters and therefore don't generate matchups that generate money, and then their partner, in this case Amazon Prime, gets fed up with them? I think that's what happened with Showtime. If so, that puts American boxing in a very bad place in a few years, if that happens. Granted, we have ESPN in Top Rank. I don't know what's going on with that situation. I'm not sure how long that deal lasts myself. I want boxing to be put on major platforms. Now, to counter that, it could be a huge thing because Amazon is an international platform. So it could mean American boxing gets the attention internationally. It could mean more eyes on the product. So that's what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping that Al Heyman, who everyone loves, and the PBC, and I'm saying that facetiously, because I'm not a pro PBC guy, or just naturally pro. I don't hate them either. You know, I just like good fights. All I want to see is the fights. That's all I want to see is good fights. So hopefully they realize, okay, we kind of messed up at Showtime. We have another opportunity. We have new life. I'm assuming the reason that the numbers aren't disclosed is because they're probably not the best as far as upfront. But if you make money, you'll make money. So if you make matchups, you should make money. Hopefully Amazon knows what PBC is or was and how they do things, and they have something in their contract to prevent the protected boxing club. I don't know, but we will see. I'm happy they have a deal. I'm happy that American boxing isn't totally falling off. I know the whole entertainment industry is falling off, and I got a video on my other channel, on the main channel, just Vigilante Williamson, talking about the end of mainstream. But what do you guys think? If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. Please let me know what you think about PBC. Are you a PBC fan? Are you happy to have a deal with Amazon? Did you want another network? You tell me. All right. Peace.